I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Angela Copeland. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Thank you. How are you?
I am excellent. I have one challenge. I ate before I jumped onto podcasts, so I couldn't help it. Like, it was good. My wife, it was good, the smell. So usually I don't, but it's the one complaint. Is that a complaint? Is that fair?
Oh.
I'm pretty excellent. It's a great pleasure to connect with you, Angela. That being said, what part of the world are you in right now?
So I live in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, I love Tennessee. Ooh, I love Tennessee.
You do?
Yeah, I love
Excellent.
Tennessee. Tennessee is the next option in terms of living. Ooh, I love Tennessee. Yeah, I love Tennessee. So I have some very good friends there. Jamie Slingerland and Ruthie Slingerland. Pretty amazing people.
Nice.
Yeah. They are in Franklin. Franklin is beautiful. All right.
Yeah,
so this is
that's
about
true.
Angela. Let me talk about Angela. Yeah. Just one more time. I love Tennessee. It's really amazing there. All right. Well, Angela, please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting.
Oh, well, I think we connected over career coaching.
Yeah. So who did you learn that skill from?
Well, I was self-taught, I guess you could say. I transitioned my own career from engineering to project management to digital marketing. And along the way, people started asking me for help to transition their careers from one area to another. And so it kind of happened naturally.
Wow. Of course, naturally was something that I'm guessing was painful through the process. Was it?
I think for many people it is. I personally love interviewing. It's almost like maybe gambling for other people. I find it to be really fun. And so it was a huge adventure for me, honestly. And I love to be able to kind of bring that feeling to other job seekers as they're trying to transition from one area to another.
Yeah, that definitely puts the target on you for being the person that helps others do that, right?
Yeah.
Because many people do have challenges, just even with the first interview, right, of their life. It's nerve-wracking.
It is, and I think many people often fall into jobs. Someone calls them who has a job that they're interested in hiring the person for. And so the idea of going out and proactively looking for something and making really deliberate choices, it's often a new idea. And the idea of having to kind of put yourself out there and find what you're looking for, it's really different. So it can be really difficult and challenging for a lot of people.
Yeah. So your services look exactly like what, and where can we access it?
Oh, it's a great question. So I help clients with a wide variety of things related to the job search, anything from your elevator pitch to your interview skills to resume, cover letter, LinkedIn, so kind of everything across the board. And you can find out more about my services by going to copelandcoaching.com.
Wonderful. And Copeland is COPELAND coaching.com. That's great. So, hey, there are the challenges in setting up. Excuse me. There are the challenges. So that's the food, right? There are the challenges in setting up, if you would, business. Right. I'd like to know, nevertheless, why will you continue to repeat that skill?
There are challenges in setting up business. So you mean in terms of being self-employed and that sort of thing?
Well, let's even revamp that question. So being a coach, right? There are the challenges that go with being a coach. Like first of all, there are clients that you can work with and there are clients that you will not work with, right? Which does pose some challenge. Does it? Is that a fair question?
I think it occasionally comes up, but I think we are able to discover it pretty quickly. So I have like a free 20-minute consultation that I offer clients, and it's usually pretty clear if I would be a good match for them or, if they would be a good match for me. And, I think times where it's maybe not a good match is if they're looking for something like a headhunter, someone who's going to sort of do the job search for them. I'm more of there to help them with strategy and to kind of coach them along. So, it's usually very clear early on if there's maybe a mismatch, and we're able to kind of have like an open discussion about it. So it's not usually very dramatic or anything like that.
Okay. All right. So Angela, tell me something. Have you decided if you will pursue what you're doing for the rest of your life then?
Wow, I really hope so. It's such a sort of gift to be able to work with individual job seekers.
Yeah.
In the past, I worked for big corporations, which was also really nice. But, even very early on, I had a client who I helped this client more than double their salary. And, I had just known them only as a client. And then after we worked together, they invited me to their baby's christening, and they started inviting me to their house for holidays. And, it became a real friendship. So I think that type of relationship and level of reward, you just don't get that in a typical job. So I feel really fortunate to be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's something that comes up consistently in my conversations with other entrepreneurs in terms of how do you quantify that? Mm-hmm. How do you quantify the value that can come when you build relationships as such? I love how you put that, dear. Angela, please do tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Consistently? Well, one thing I have done consistently over the last 3 years, I have been writing a newspaper column. It's now in 13 different outlets. Wow. And each week I write advice on career searching and, career improvement, that kind of thing. And that is definitely something that has been consistent.
Wow. How does it make you feel?
Oh, it makes me so happy. I get a lot of really nice emails from readers, and they're always so positive, and they give me just such great feedback. So it's a really nice experience.
That's good. Why would you suggest someone do exactly that, where they have that sideline thing that connects to what they specifically, or what is the word? Oh my gosh, not specifically, but the thing that you specialize in. My apologies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's a really good question. I mean, it's a great way to get your name out there. And, I think in cases like this, you don't always get paid for those sort of side projects, but you do get a lot of value from sort of the personal brand that you're able to develop and from what you're able to kind of give back to the community. So it's a really nice sort of way to grow yourself professionally.
Yeah, love it. Amazing audience. We are live right here with Angela Copeland. Do check her out. She is the podcast host of the Angela Copeland Podcast, right? Pretty amazing conversations going on there. You can connect with her at Angela Copeland. Oh, no, sorry. It's Copeland Coaching, right?
You got it. CopelandCoaching.com.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. There we go. Well, Angela, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Angela, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, gosh, that's a good question. Wow. Let's see. Well, I grew up in Oklahoma, and there's a woman who was sort of like my nanny that I would stay with during the day. And she had a lot of animals, including peacocks and chickens and horses and cows. And I would say some of my earliest childhood memories are actually from her house and from spending time there with all of these animals.
Wow. How old do you think you were?
Well, I started staying with her when I was about 1. Wow. So, and not that the memory is that that old, but it's hard to say because I was with her for most of my childhood, like in terms of the time that I spent with her.
Interesting. So let's say you're just above 1. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Gosh, I just spent a ton of time there, and I was very fascinated, especially with the peacocks and their beautiful feathers and all the different colors. It was a really cool thing to be exposed to.
Wow. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Oh, go for it.
I love the idea that you're fascinated with the peacock on the farm at that point in time, because I connected to what it represents with career day, right? So you do have the feathers, they are beautiful, but guess what? it doesn't need to show all the time, but on the day for your interview, hey, it's time, right? Like it's time to put the feathers out, right? And not in a boastful way, not boastful way, but definitely in a way to let those who are hiring you know what is under the car hood, if you would, right? What engine is there. So I love the fact that you are helping others show the feathers that may be hidden and presenting it in a way that helps their career.
Oh, I like that.
You are welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh dear. Gosh, I don't remember. I suspect there were some boy bands back then that were interesting. But it's been so long ago, I really don't remember.
All right, it's cool. It happens. You're not the first, and I'm sure you would not be the last.
Okay.
Well, Angela, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to go pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Angela?
Sure.
Angela, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Well, yes. I try to mentor my clients so that they can, find jobs on their own in the future. So I hope I'm passing on my skills to my clients.
Are you married?
I am not married.
Do you have children?
I do not have children.
Do you believe in God?
I do believe in God.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Rarely.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
That's a good question. It's probably right on the line.
All right, Angela, after having 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is called Yours. It stands for your own unique real self. And the idea is, as you answer those questions, you uncover your mission, your own unique real statement. If you had to share with us, Angela, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
From a career perspective, my goal is to help other people to find their own paths in life.
Okay. It sounded as though you were going to say from another perspective as well. So that's why I paused. All right. So, Angela Copeland, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, this has been wonderful. I definitely invite you to check out my website at copelandcoaching.com and check out my podcast. It's called the Copeland Coaching Podcast, and you can find it on iTunes or anywhere else that you download podcasts.
There we go. Angela Copeland, one more time I'll say thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.